Right, back to the lines now, and we're continuing. I thought it'd be good to continue today on a sort of adventure worldwide sports fishing. And I've mentioned a couple of times about joining up the dots. Well, Paul Stevens and I both used to go out fishing to India for Massia, and Paul, we've got lots of mutual friends, including Dave Plummer, well known to a lot of our listeners, I'm sure. And Paul Stevens is the manager at Sportquest Fishing Holidays. They do trips to Canada, Alaska, the Seychelles, Mauritius, salmon, halibut, Christmas Island, somewhere I want to go. Shark fishing in Africa I've been, but life's too short to go to all these places. But one of the reasons I got in contact with Paul, because he has just caught a huge halibut over in Norway. He'll tell you all about it and how you can watch it online as well. Here he is now. Good morning, Paul.
Morning, Nigel.
You don't often get a chance to fish, but you caught, we mentioned a shore caught halibut of 250 odd pound. You caught one 400 pound. Tell us about that.
Well, yeah, like you said, I don't get much time to fish myself, normally guiding, and had a week off over there during a halibut competition that we run, and I even had a film crew with me, which normally when you throw a film crew into the mix, it is a curse. But managed that one after 2 days of fishing for them. It was probably the highlight of my Norway career.
I can imagine a 400 pound halibut. That is huge. I mean, how long did it take you to get it to the boat?
Well, it was only 20 minutes actually. I think the quality rods that we were using helped a lot. But 20 minutes. I've seen people play fish half that size for an hour and a half, 2 hours before. So I was quite surprised when I actually got it up in 20 minutes.
God, I can imagine. They're amazing looking fish, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah. Very, very old looking, very prehistoric.
Yeah, oh, brilliant. And just quickly before we move on, like you say, you had the film crew. How can people see the video of it?
If they head over to the Sportquest Holidays YouTube channel, there's a video in there. I think it says Norway fishing guy catches huge halibut, and it's the expression on my face. Normally you don't get to see that yourself, and it was amazing to see it. I was just overwhelmed with it when it actually hit the surface. It was a bit of a surprise.
It's always good to have a souvenir of a picture of a fish, but to have video of it is even better. That is brilliant.
Absolutely.
And you specialise in fishing trips to Norway, but just give us a run round. I mentioned some of the places you fish, but like let's go Christmas Island. I spoke to you on the phone about it. It's somewhere that's always been on my radar.
I'll do it.
Off the coast of Australia. That is a special place, isn't it?
It's the one that's off Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Christmas Islands.
Are they? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, there's one off Australia and one off Hawaii. It's the one off Hawaii. That's the one that's really sort of renowned for big GTs and bonefish, and the offshore fishing is very good as well. But it's renowned for the GTs and the bonefish. Yeah,
we had a guest on, Susan from the Mayfly fishing project. She'd been to Christmas Island and caught some bonefish. I've still not caught a bonefish. I know most people go to Christmas Island for the GT, but if I went, it would be for the bonefish. And you catch them wading the flats there. Just tell us about the fishing there.
It's just an awesome place. We sort of set it up about 14 years ago, and even now the fishing's still just as good. But back then, people were wading around having bonefish and GT swimming around their legs because they'd never seen pressure before, so they didn't know what it was like. It's a very exciting place. A little bit difficult to get to, but we overnight people on the way there to get them there, and it's a very, very, very good destination.
Well, and as I say, I've spent quite a bit of time looking at your website, and I'm on your mailing list anyway. And of course, the great thing about it, you overnight in Hawaii, which is probably most people. If you've got a wish list of places you'd like to go before you die, I think most people would like to. Wouldn't feel too put out an overnight stop in Hawaii.
No, not too bad. Some people even have 2 or 3 days there just to make a little bit of an extra holiday of it. We just get them to depart a couple of days early, and then they have a couple of nights there. Yeah,
not too shabby at all. And and of course, it's not all fly fishing and big game type fishing. You do sturgeon on the Fraser River in Canada. That's a special trip too, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one place I'd love to go myself, because I do a lot of freshwater fishing in this country, and that's on my bucket list. One day.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to fish for sturgeon on the Columbia River in Oregon. Wow. And everybody should be attached to a huge sturgeon once to see something sort of 10, 12 feet come, because they jump and come flying out the water. Yeah, I can't believe that you offer trips there and you haven't been yourself yet. You're missing a trick there. I know. Well, I just can't fit them all in. I've been to lots of places around the world, and I will get there eventually. There's just a few more that I want to do first as well. So people must ask you, if you had to name your top 3 of all the places you've been, where would your top 3 favourites be?
Probably my favourite is Costa Rica. It's just a stunning place. You stay in the jungle, and obviously the fishing's very, very good. And of course Norway, and then probably India for the Marseille. Yeah. I was going to spend some time talking about India this morning, but I think I'll have to save my jumbled tales for another time, because when we spoke in the week, you're aware that poor old Bola, the legendary guide, died a couple of weeks ago. But I'll save some of my Indian tales for another day. But you're right. I mean, that Marseille fishing on the Calvary, that's. I've been lucky enough to go halfway around the world, but that is, if there's one trip you could do once more, that would be the one. But absolutely,
there's lots more to look forward to, though. You've got Alaska as well on your schedule.
We do. Yes, we do all the fly fishing. It's Peter in the office. He runs a lot of the fly fishing hosted trips. We've got another couple of other guides that run the trips each year. So I'm more sort of doing the saltwater popper fishing, that sort of trips.
Oh, amazing. And going back to Norway, you stunned me when we spoke in the week. You send 5,000 odd English anglers a year to Norway.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah, it grew over the last sort of probably 6 or 7 years. It really took off when I got taken on 14, 15 years ago to build the Norway seafishing market up. We maybe sent 20 people a year up until what I've built it up to now. So yes, it's very popular.
Yeah, I remember speaking to a guy at Gatwick a couple of years ago. I was going skiing to France, and I got in the lift going up to departures at Gatwick with a guy who looked more like he was going, boarding a boat at, in Brighton Marina or something, with his seat box and his rod holdall, and he was off to Norway. It's incredible. The fishing there's great, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah. Even the shore fishing as well. We do shore fishing trips over in Norway if people don't like being on boats. And like you said, that huge halibut's just been caught as well off the shore. That was amazing, the feed that was.
Yeah, certainly was. And I was talking to our previous guest about shark fishing. You do shark fishing in Africa. That's exciting, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. That's another place that I would like to just go and do it at least once, just to experience some of the fishing over there, because it just looks unreal.
Yeah, oh no, it's many years ago I went to Namibia, and I have to admit, at my age and my frailer body now, I don't think I'd like to do it again, but I'm glad I did it when I did, because playing those fish from the beach, that is, you've got a rod suitable for casting out but not playing fish on, and a sort of 14-foot beach caster with a 250-pound shark on the end. It's a painful experience, but very rewarding when you do get them on the beach.
Yeah.
Lovely. The thing is with boat fishing, when you let them go by the side of the boat, you never get a proper look at them. It's lovely to actually beach them, unhook them, and then grab them by the tail and run them back into the surf and see them swim off again. It's fantastic. Oh dear. I better go for a break. When we come back, we'll just talk a little bit. You mentioned you're a keen course angler as well, and we'll just find out a bit more about Paul Stevens and your fishing in the UK, etc. So hold tight. We'll have a quick break, and we'll be right back after this on Fisherman's Blues. I'm speaking to Paul Stevens, manager at Sportquest Holidays, a sea fishing guide all around the world. But you like your fishing at home as well, Paul. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, mainly sort of in the summer times, or spring and summer times, spend a lot of time carp fishing. Belong to a syndicate just outside Norfolk. Just split my time between that and a bit of pike fishing during the winter. Might turn my hands to a bit of tench fishing in the springtime, but yeah, just a bit of an all-rounder really. Just in this country, I don't really tend to do much sea fishing, which is very strange because that's what I tend to do as a job. But yeah, a lot of carp fishing.
I don't think the Norfolk coast can quite match where you go for excitement, so I can
Right.
fully understand that. And how's your carp fishing been this summer? Have you had any nice ones?
Yeah, we had a couple of nice ones out of my syndicate. It's been a bit of a struggle with the low water levels, but yeah, it's very sort of low stocked where I fish. But yeah, I've had a few up to 34. I've had them up to now. So.
Oh, lovely! That's not to be sneezed at. Well done. And well, again, we're mutual friends with Dave Plummer, and that's how I first got to know Dave. Was when I first, over 30 years ago, started going up to Norfolk pike fishing. How is the fishing up there? I know you have to keep it sort of fairly quiet, or it'll get hammered and poached, sadly. But
absolutely, yeah.
There's still some pike to be caught on the quiet.
Yes, yeah. The Yare and the Bure, especially the Bure, there's a lot of pike in there still. Not necessarily the real big ones. There's a few big ones dotted around, but yeah, there's a lot of it's good sport. Sort of, fish between 10 and 20 pound, which it's good sport. As soon as that float goes under, you never know.
Exactly. Is Watto still out caning them?
Sorry.
Watto, John Watson, is he still getting out on the Bure?
Yeah, I do see him now and again. I think he fishes on the Yare as well quite a bit. So yeah, I see him now and again.
Yeah, you wouldn't mind being a couple of 20-pounders behind him, would you?
No, they'd definitely be boated, them ones.
Yeah, definitely. And the tench fishing again. I mentioned John Wilson earlier. You think of some of his lovely sort of dawn mornings catching tench on his old Go Fishing programme.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the name of the lake that I used to go to tench fishing up in Norfolk.
Was it Borborough, was it? Or
No, it was next to the river, Wensum. It was a mill. Oh, Taverham Mill, that's it.
Yes, that's a stunning place. It's probably one of the prettiest places in Norfolk, actually.
Yeah, I used to catch tench early in the morning and then go floater fishing for carp in the afternoon. Yep. How's it run now? It used to be day ticket. Is it? What is it now?
It's a syndicate now. Yeah, about just before sort of COVID, I think they then turned it into a syndicate. But yeah, it's still run very well. Angle and Water run it. But yeah, they've sort of got good stocking program there, and the tench fishing's still amazing.
Yeah, I used to love going there. In fact, I've just remembered you could fish the night, but you could also stay. They had like converted chicken sheds that you could sleep in. I think I remember staying there a couple of times.
Yeah, it's still the same. It's a little bit more modern now. They've got their own tackle shop down there now, and it is stunning. It's a very sort of pretty part of Norfolk, only being 2 or 3 minutes outside Norwich as well, which is unbelievable, really. Yeah,
that's right. No, I haven't. I don't think since I last fished with Steve Harper, I haven't been to Norfolk for a long time. Yeah, I used to put some miles in driving up and back there fishing, especially for pike on the Bure. Yeah. But now, something I've been very remiss this morning. I've partly skipped it, and partly because we were sort of cracking on so much, I ran out of time with our previous 2 guests. So I shall make up for it with you and hit you with our quick fire round, Paul. Okay. And this is the first one for somebody like you. I'm sure it's going to be a difficult question. It's difficult for most people. If you could only fish for one species, what would it be?
Dear. Probably the rooster fish. Out in Costa Rica. They're just the way that they feed. They're big. I don't know whether you know what they look like. They're sort of black and silver, and they've got a big comb of a fin on the top of it. And the way that they charge down your lures on the surface, and obviously they're in tropical destinations, which helps. But yeah, they and pound for pound, I don't think I've fought fish that fight as hard and as quick as them. I've had them up to 75 pounds in Mexico before, and they're just yeah, that probably is my top fish.
Yeah, I think. Have you ever come across? I don't know if he's a customer of yours, Colin Belton.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, because Colin's told me about them a lot. He's addicted to them, isn't he?
Yeah.
He goes to France just to buy his lures for them and fishes all over for them. And they're not on my hit list. I've got to catch a bonefish first, but perhaps I should add them to my list. Talking to you there, they do sound. Yeah, and again, I mean, I love lure fishing and surface lures. To see any fish chasing a lure and then smashing into it, that's oh yeah. I knew this would be dangerous speaking to you, and it's going to get even worse from the next question, which is a two-parter. Yeah. If you had to name your dream fishing location in the UK and anywhere in the world, either the best place you've been to or somewhere you're really still dreaming about going to.
Oh, that's really difficult. The England one's going to be the River Trent, just for the sheer variety of fish that you can catch out of it, and it still is pretty wild in some places. Destination, this is a really difficult one. It would probably be somewhere that I have been, is Costa Rica, just for the sheer variety of fish species you can target out there. And a place that I would love to go to is Rodrigues, off Mauritius, for the dogtooth tuna.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, you do trips there. I've seen that on. That on your website. Yeah. Yeah,
that is one place. Yeah. Thing is, it probably would be my top destination, but I haven't been there yet. So, yeah.
It must be hard for you because you've actually got to run the business. Whereas if you didn't discipline yourself, you could just be off these places all around the world and spending more money than's coming in. You've got to discipline yourself. It must be
Absolutely.
Tough.
Yeah.
Ah, dear. And I'm sure these tales of daring do have inspired people. But finally, tell a TalkSport listener who's never been fishing what they're missing out on, why they should give it a go, Paul.
I think just with what's going on in the world at the moment, I think everybody needs that little piece of escape. It's very, very good for your mental health. Even it doesn't matter if you're going down to a local pond or your syndicate or river. As soon as you close that gate behind you, there's nothing else apart from you and the fishing. And it doesn't matter what is going on. You can just forget all of that and just concentrate on the fishing and just be in the moment. So I think everybody needs it. My wife, she does all of her keep fit, which is her thing. Mine is just shutting that gate behind me, fishing, and just being at one, in the nature and catching fish.
Great stuff. Yeah, great answer. And of course, as I said, you can do it by proxy. You can get onto that YouTube channel and you can go to all these exciting destinations all around the world. Just give us the address that people can find your website and the YouTube channel.
Yeah, the website's www.sportquestholidays.com. And the same in YouTube. If you just type in Sportquest Holidays, our channel will come up, and we've got videos all over the world. So if you fancy a little bit of escapism from your living room, then it's a good opportunity to go and have a look at a few places.
Definitely, we can. The great thing about fishing, we can always dream about our next trip. And great. Very much, Paul. It's been great talking to you. I shall be on I've spent too much trouble on your YouTube channel, but I'll be back on there. And great talking to you.
Thanks, Nigel.
My pleasure. Coming up next on TalkSport 2, John Marcar and Rachel.